channel, everyone. ThoughtGore here, of course, and today we're going to take a look at some Hearts of Iron 4. Now, it's not going to be a series or anything like that. Basically, all I wanted to do was, in one quick episode, show you what Germany can accomplish within the first year of the game, 1936. This is a little bit, exploiting the whole game mechanics here in the game. Plus, as an added benefit, we can go through some of the starting moves here as well. So, you can see Germany started up with all their troops. First thing I'm going to do is I just address the little, indicators up there of different things that need addressing. So, we're going to get some support equipment. What is the next thing I want? I definitely want field hospitals, because Germany's going to be, this Germany anyway, is going to be heavy on the infantry. So I want the field hospitals to increase, what is it? Their recovery rate, yes. So we have nothing in tanks that we need. We are definitely going to need our, actually no, sorry. We need to do our electrical researching first, and we need to get our industry set up. So that's the opening moves there for research. Generally, it's what I do. Seems to work fine. Next, we're going to take a look at civilian factories. So, civilian factories are going to be used to build everything. Everything along this list here. Your military factories, your naval dockyards, all of it to repair any of your infrastructure, all of that. So, civilian factories are actually quite important. And on top of this, you need your civilian factories in order to trade for natural resources, because we need resources. Most countries, unless you're Russia and the States, you will be lacking at least one resource of sorts. So, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start building civilian factories. We're going to need those. So I'm just going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 of those. Then we are going to start our military factories. So we'll get some of those going as well. There we go. And that's all I'm going to do for my civilian factories at this time. Next, military factories up here on the list. So we have 20 out of 40 already assigned, and then we'll also have to take a look at our naval dockyards. We have 9 out of 10 already assigned. So let's take a look at some of our military factories. So first, I'm going to max out infantry equipment 1, because again, we have a high... well, our army is going to be consisted mostly of infantry, so we need that. Our support equipment is going to be incredibly important, because that's what fills out like the military, field hospital, engineer battalions that you have added into these armies. So definitely I need artillery. That goes without saying. We're going to need some light tanks. You can see I have 5 more factories remaining. So we'll take 3 of those and we'll put those on our motorized equipment. And I have 2 more remaining, and I will put that into fighters. As more come online, we're going to, add more to here to this. But this is basically what we're going to do. I'm putting the priority on fighters. If anyone saw my last Germany game on the channel, it didn't go so well. So we're going to correct all of that. Anyway, down here from my naval factories or naval dockyards, I don't need submarines. I'm just going to cancel that. No submarines for us. So that frees up a few naval dockyards. We have 6 remaining now. So you can see we are building some heavy cruiser level 1. These are Deutschland class cruisers. So we're going to try and get a few of those built as quick as possible. Let's 1.59 a year. That's not so great. So we'll do that. And we still have 1 left over, and this is because I want convoys. Convoys are going to be important for Germany up here because of the amphibious assault that I'm going to be doing shortly. So that's all taken care of. So our factories are all good. We'll get to the resource here in a minute. The first opening move for my national focus, you could do Reich Autobahn here to get this chain started to get your extra research slot right away. What I like to do before I start that is I'm going to take the Rhineland, so that I can actually get some troops in here to defend against France. And then once that is done, just taking a look at the national focus tree again, I'll then start going down Reich Autobahn to get all my industrial efforts. Once I get to here, then we do air invasions. It's very important that we do strategic air effort, because you'll notice the tactical air effort to the naval air effort doesn't connect here. So we'll do strategic, air innovations 2, and then rocketry and our extra research slot. And then eventually our Wunderwaffe. Yeah, that's probably how it's pronounced. Anyway, we need to start recruiting right away as well. So let's just take a look at our infantry division. Germany starts off with some fine infantry divisions. This is a fine template. We don't have any military army experience, rather, to adjust this anyway, but that's fine. Mainly what we are going to do, though, is we'll get some field hospitals in here over under the support. So We'll hit train on that. We'll add 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We'll add 5 of those, and I'm going to have them in the Hanover regions where they're going to deploy. Next, we need to build our panzers. So again, the panzer divisions that Germany starts off with, fairly light, right? We can obviously get some more tanks in here, but again, no army experience to do that, so it's a priority for us to get done later on. So we will train, and I am going to make, yeah, we'll do 5 of those. It'll probably be hard for the factories to keep up at first, but anyway. SS divisions, these are just the motorized divisions. We'll take a look at those. These are, you know, great motorized divisions as well, just like our infantry, but we do need to get some more support in there. So we added 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm only going to build 4 of those, because there's a lot of trucks involved with these motorized divisions, and that takes a lot to build. Okay, that's all set up. Next, we're going to do our resources. Alright, so we just click on it, right? It brings up the trade screen, and we can clearly see that we need oil. We have surplus of aluminium. We need rubber. We have surplus of chromium, surplus of steel, and surplus of tungsten. So all we need to do down here on these tabs here for the different resources, I need oil, so let's select oil. I'm going to start trading off with the United States, because why not? I don't have any plans of attacking them in the near future. And our other need was rubber. Now, rubber is a different thing. Because I'm going to be taking the United Kingdom right away, I mean, 1937 won't even be over, and they'll have capitulated. I am going to instantly start trading with rubber with the Netherlands. Because I'm going to take the Netherlands eventually, but it's you know, not going to happen just yet. Alright, so that's all of the opening moves. This will go away once we take the game off pause. So that's all our opening moves. Now, next thing we need to do in order to get all of this set up is just simply to set up some armies, get everyone over there. So I'm going to take these 2 guys, and they are the divisions that are going to stand against France. One thing to note with this strategy is that it is all or nothing. All or nothing. I mean, this is either going to work incredibly well, or it's just going to fail very, very quickly. So this is important to keep in mind. So we'll take these 6 divisions. What I need to do with these guys is I need to make an army of 10, because 10 is the maximum divisions right at the beginning game that I can assault with, do a naval invasion with. I always take Kurt Student because he has the commando supply, so if my unit should happen to get out of supply, Mr. Kirk Student is there to keep them in supply, or at least, you know, give them less of negative modifiers to that. So we're going to move the entire Purple Army to Wilhelmshaven, or what is this? Weser Ems, I guess it's part of that region, maybe. Anyway, so we'll get all of those guys over there. We have our blue guys standing up against France. Now, basically, with the rest of the army, what we do is, I'm just going to select them all. Oh, sorry, no. We don't want to take the rest of the army, right? I want to create a separate army with just tanks and motorized. This is going to be like the blitzing army, I suppose, what I'm going to push through with a lot of the time. So we're going to take Rommel, because Rommel's a panzer leader and he's a trickster. So he is really great. So we're going to get those guys over there as well. Everyone else now is going to get added into another army. And we are going to put, because this is not a panzer army, right? So I don't want to waste any of my panzer generals on it. But I do want still a general of skill, preferably skill 4 general. Manstein would be great, but again, he has panzer bonus. I don't want to waste him. We'll do Bach. General Bach. Alright. All of you are also going to go there. And see, the rest of the army, we are just going to add to the pink army. Except these horses. These horses are going to go over here. They'll, well, they might automatically move themselves. This is a question, actually, that I got maybe a few days ago. Anyway, how do you move your troops? So we'll move our troops, and we'll put them through the whole sea transfer thing. So basically, just everyone gets selected. We put them all to the nearest port. They will go there once we take it off pause. So our army is basically taken care of for now. Next thing is going to get our navy together. The navy is incredibly important for this early strategy. I need to win the naval battle against the home fleet, and I can do this, surprisingly enough. This can be accomplished with the starting, Yeah, okay, good. With the starting forces, naval forces that Germany has, so it is very, very surprising, but it can be done. Anyway, so I add an admiral to the surface fleet. We'll get, what is it, Dernitz on my submarines. We'll get these submarines a guy as well. I usually put Raider because he's a blockade runner. I figure that makes sense for submarines. Doesn't always have to, though, obviously. Okay, so everything is set up. No, sorry, the last thing we need to do, the Air Force, yes. Air Force is amazingly important in the opening naval battle. If I don't have all of my planes in play, I am not going to do so well. Okay, so the only thing I don't need is these transports. We'll just send those back to reserve. I have 2 air bases, basically, right? I've got one here that can have 1,000 planes, and I've got one here that can have 600 planes. So I basically just split all of my air forces in between these 2 air bases, and that is enough to win the battles that I need to win. 200, and what was the other people? We'll put it there. Hopefully that won't be over 600. So you guys are all taken care of, and these guys go up here. Yeah, just a matter of getting everyone over to those air bases. So basically, all I have done is I've taken all of my troops, grouped them up into their separate armies for now. Everyone is going to Vesa Elms, and then I've got my naval forces coming in. All of my air forces are being transferred as well. So we're just going to let time go. The only people, no, everyone is moving. See the little arrows? That means they all have their orders and they're all moving. These guys over here are just, yeah, it's on speed 1. So we're going to increase speeds. I'm going to try and play it on the fastest speed. Now the next thing we need to do is 50 political points to actually justify the war against Britain, which will take a total of 250 days to justify. Which means I should be at war with Britain in late September of this year, early October. Yeah, that's what I want. Okay, so these guys are going to go to the Pink Army, and everyone in the Pink Army goes there, and that is fantastic. Alright, so a little bit of an edited break there. Just wanted to check the audio levels and whatnot, put the music down a little. It wasn't overpowering, but it could have been overpowering eventually once the special songs start coming up. But anyway, just, you know, speed 5 through all this crap, because I don't need to sit around and wait for all this to happen. All of my orders have been issued. Everyone, you know, is basically just going to sit around until I get my... Oh, sorry. Speed is going too fast. Until I get my 50 political points, which I have. So, we're going to justify the war against United Kingdom. We're going to conquer. We put it to Sussex. We send. So that's great. Next thing that we're going to do, because we're justifying the war, is we're actually going to set up a naval invasion. So remember I mentioned at the beginning stages like this, the most troops that you can send in a naval invasion is 10. So I've got my purple army here with 10 general student, so we are going to do a naval invasion. So naval invasion order, we do it from Vesa Elm to we go to Hull. The reason why I always go to Hull is as an actual port. I can get in here once I take it. There is going to be supply to my armies, which is fantastic. In terms of naval zones, I only have to control these 2, which I can do. That's not going to be too big of an issue. And once I have it, then I can bring in all of the other reinforcements of the army, so that is also great. So there we go. That is all set. We just do that, and if you look now, 70 days to plan it, so it'll be planned and ready to go well before we actually justified the war. So all of our naval forces, our surface fleet anyway, is all grouped up. We're going to get them together, and you can see that our heavy cruiser actually finished. So this is good, but we need more. We are going to build another Deutschland, and how many factories do I have? There we go, 10 out of 10. I'm only going to want maybe 2 more, and then I am also going to want them to go here. It's good. I always put them like to go somewhere, to produce somewhere, because if not, they will just get produced and end up in any one of your random ports. And if you're a larger empire, and this is around, you know, ports around the world, this can be bad. There we go. All our opening moves are set. It's just now going to be a matter of letting the time fly by and waiting for, you know, our research and other things to finish. Actually, you should be over here, Mr. Pink. There we go. And yeah, and if we check out our national focus, we'll soon have the Rhineland. The Rhineland is nice because it's going to bring up the world tension a little more. You can see it's already at 3%, and this is because Germany, myself, is declaring a war goal against the Brits. So there's that. So that's why it's already going up. Actually, what we're going to do, too, is once these guys land, we're going to have to pause this. So you can see I've taken the Rhineland, which is great. With these guys, though, once they land, I'm going to give them a offensive line. And essentially, I want them to land and push here. This is going to cut them off. My other armies are going to come in, and they will push to the south, whereas these guys will continue to push up to the north. Once I get... what city is this? Scapa Flow up here. Usually the Brits have capitulated by then. Actually, I think it's Ryslav. I get these last three and they usually capitulate, and it's all over, which is great. Anyway, so that's all good. We have something to purchase here. We're going to immediately... Oh, no, we can't. 15% world tension. All right. I was going to immediately switch over to world economy, but we can't do that. Instead, we're going to do a tank designer. This is really... your own call, and these can always be changed later on, right? It's not a big deal. But I do like to go for mobile right away because it gives me better reliability and speed, which I want. Rhineland is done. We can't do Anschluss just yet, so that's for Austria, but we will take the Reich Autobahn, start that up. Alright, so everything there is set, and we let time go. Let it zoom by. Now you can see as well, in terms of the Rhineland, right? I can actually get troops deployed over here. Spanish Civil War has gone. Germany, I don't have any extra troops, spare troops to send to the send into the Spaniards, I suppose. So I'm just going to go with what I've got and not send them anything. In terms of actually taking and why this strategy does seem to work, like I said, it was a mechanic exploitation here of the game. The Britain computer is on a historical focus, and it's on normal difficulty. I haven't tried on higher difficulty, so I don't know. But because it's on the normal difficulty, we'll just pause all this. Italy took Ethiopia, all that lovely crap. Because it's on the normal difficulty, what it does is it spreads its forces out amongst the empire, and that's a large empire. So they don't have a whole lot of troops on the actual island, and in terms of naval forces, which is most important, most of the home fleet isn't actually here. So I'm not going to have to fight it. I'm just going to have to fight whatever forces, surface fleet they have, protecting their home isles. And that is usually small enough for Germany to take on with the ships that it starts off with. So that's all I need to do. Real important, though, like I had mentioned, is the airplanes. I have to have the airplanes in the naval zones, attacking the boats, shooting down the enemy planes, because remember, Britain does have carriers, so I need them in there to shoot down those carriers. So you can see the first 5 divisions of my infantry have produced. We'll immediately get these guys into this army over here, and we'll get them ready for invasion. Reich Autobahn is done. We're going to pause the game because time is flying by. We'll do our west wall. Now this is important because it is going to place forts all along the border here with France, which means I'll need less troops to actually defend that border against France. Not that France is actually going to attack us, but in the event that they decide that they may want to try it, they won't be able to get through. Basic machine tools and support weapon 1 are done, so we're immediately... I am going to take concentrated industry. In this early war game with Germany that we're playing right now, I don't have to worry about being bombed by planes. There's not going to be anyone to bomb me, so I don't have to worry about it. If, I was trying to do more historical focus, dispersed industry is the way to go, because factory bomb vulnerability, minus 10%. Alright, so we finished that, we've got that going, we did that. There's probably something I should be doing. Let me just double check here. Field hospital's almost done. I guess we could do our artillery improvement, or we can get the Hipper class, which is what we're going to get instead. I like getting the Hipper class right up front because the Navy that I have is all going to die. Everything I have in terms of the Navy is sacrificed to the British, right? But in doing this sacrifice, it allows me to take their home island. But because of this, I am going to quickly, need to have some research in place so that I can build up the German Navy again, because long term, the plan, of course, would be to invade the States, which actually isn't going to be too hard, because once I once the United Kingdom capitulates, I take these places over here, Newfoundland, Labrador, land in Labrador, pushed down through Canada, right, and just along the eastern coast of the United States. Because it's so early in the game, they're not going to have the national unity to do anything about it, and they will capitulate. The other, gamble there too is you always got to be careful about Russia. The earlier you can attack Russia, the better. So usually as well, I'll consider, taking the UK and then attacking Russia right away because they are a huge threat. I go light aircraft because I want the bonuses to my fighter planes. But again, these can all be changed, right? There's nothing there set in stone. I'm going to get my military police in case things don't go well and I need to suppress some rebellions, as we learned in our first playthrough of Germany. This is incredibly important because you will just get destroyed by the goddamn dissidents. But anyway, everything here looks fine. West wall is done. That's great. So we will go and do our industrial effort. Fantastic. There we go. So we click that. If we just want an update here on what we've got going on with Britain, you can see our justification is ready to go, or rather is working its way up, right? 13th of October, 1936 is when we're going to attack. So yes, we are attacking in the winter. That doesn't really make a difference. I guess it probably does, but I never notice it. It's fine. The Olympiad, that's fine. Let's take a look at how our recruiting is going. You can see our tanks are slowly producing. More importantly, we're going to get some more motorized troops out, which is great, and we've got more infantry coming. If we just take a quick look at how our factories are managing, they're not doing too bad, right? Things are filled, which is good. It's really the trucks, tanks, and planes that we need more of. And if we look at our civilian factories in terms of what they have managed to accomplish, right, because I had to trade away a whole lot of my civilian factories for the rubber and oil I need, I don't have that many runs, so I'm not even able to fill a full run of 15 of 15, but we are making more civilian factories. So this is why, it was important to queue up those civilian factories first and then work on my military factories, because you need the civilian factories really to get anywhere. There is another 5 divisions, so I'm going to split these guys. We'll have 3 go down here along the French border, and I'll take these 2 and we'll put them over there for 20. So there we go, and we can build get another designer here. So I'm actually going to get a political designer, and we're going to do war industrial. So let's increase to military factory speed, and if I were to build any new naval dockyards, that's what it would increase as well. National focused finish, so we're just going to get the next one down the line there, because remember, we are going for our extra, nice. We're going for our extra, oh, come on, Thakor. Research slot. Damn it. Oh, brain fart. Anyway, look at this. See, our forts have now been built along the French border, and I have 6 divisions there. That's all I'm going to need. They can just stay there for the rest of the war. That's fine. Our justification has finished. Available war goals. So we are now going to declare war. So for the war, I'm reducing speed, because things are going to happen fast and furious here, and I don't want to overlook anything, because it is risky. This is risky. Anyway, we declare war. We are going to conquer them, and we will send that to them. They will call their allies, which is fine. Keep in mind, in this early stage of the war, France is not allied to Britain. Not allied at all. So, next thing we need to do is I can't launch the naval invasion just yet, and this is because I don't have the sea zones, right? The sea zones are incredibly important. So, we now deploy the Navy. So we select our surface fleet, we put it on search and destroy, and that's, I always screw this up. We select them, search and destroy, and then I right click, and there we go. They're moving out to the zone. These 8 are going to go to search and destroy, and they're going to go over here and secure that. We did not forget, we need that extra destroyer actually. Here we go. Let's get those guys together. They're still going there. That's fantastic. And then our subs are also going to go search and destroy out here. Now what's going to happen is all my fleets, as they're making their way out, the British have some fleets coming down to this northern sea zone as well. So everyone is going to collide here and fight it out. This is where the big battle should happen. So our naval forces are taken care of. Switch over to the Air Force. Air Force is important. So these naval bombers are actually really, really good. are really, really good. So we need these guys. So you can see I'm going to have naval bombers, I'm going to have fighters, and we'll have tactical bombers in there as well. Everyone goes to the North Sea. Click on the North Sea sea zone to bring them up so that we can see them and we start giving orders. So naval strikes. We are going to do naval strikes with our close air support. We are going to do air superiority, air superiority. We'll do close air support and close air support on the TAC bombers. Fantastic. So you can see our planes are going out. We have one more air base here as well. Again, more TAC bombers and fighters. So the fighters, again, incredibly important. I'm going to leave these fighters, though, to do air superiority in this zone, northwest Germany. This is because the British are going to attempt to come in here and do port strikes on my ships if they happen to be in ports. So that is why we're going to do it that way. Now, everyone else, we'll just hold shift to select everyone else here. North Sea. And now that they're in here, we'll just ground attack, ground attack, ground attack, ground attack, air superiority. So everyone is in the fray now. Take this. Now that I've done all that, yes. So we launch the battle. United Kingdom again is still calling its allies. It's fine. We don't have to worry about them. You can see my naval forces are in play here. I've managed to take this naval zone. I've got naval supremacy now. The British, though, should be coming. You see Italy wants to send me volunteers. That's fine. I mean, if the British Home Fleet doesn't come out, I'm cool with that as well. That's fine. So there we go. There we go. There's the battle we needed. So you can see the British forces have arrived. They've come up with you know, a lot of strength. But look at my airplanes. It's the airplanes that are winning the battle for me at the time being. For the time being, anyway. Search and destroy meant that my ships deploy a whole lot closer to each other, so I'm quicker to get them into battle. You can see the British, though, are real quick to get up the line. Here come my ships up in the line. I just need to win the battle. I just need to get the British to retreat. That is what I'm looking for. You can see the British are already racking up kills. My destroyers, my submarines, all going down. Actually, 5 battle cruisers. A little concerning. Little concerning here. But we are doing some damage. More importantly, my heavy cruisers still seem to be intact, which is good. Keep in mind, a lot of the ships, too, that I have are level 1 ships, right? Level 1 ships aren't so great. I'm really counting on my planes to get in here and cause a lot of the destruction. And you know what we're going to do? We're going to pause this, because I don't feel good about this naval battle. I don't feel good about the naval battle. That's going to go well, but we are going to be sneaky. I still have naval supremacy. If I lose the battle and lose naval supremacy, I won't be able to do this. Is my is my train of thought right now, right? So I'm launching my naval invasion. We'll get our troops over there. Once they secure it, we will then move the rest of our troops in, thereby not necessarily having to worry too much about naval supremacy. What am I missing? Missing equipment. I don't have a naval bomber. Oh, my naval bombers are being shot down and I'm not building any. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I'm not going to continue to build naval bombers. The naval bombers are great. I mean, they are really great compared to the other Hearts of Iron. Very, very effective. The issue here is I just don't have the time, right? Don't have the time, so I'm not going to invest into them. So we can see another British heavy cruiser has retreated, which is good. They still have 5 battleships and 3 battle cruisers. They have just mauled my ships. Where's my naval invasion? It is going. It is going. Okay. So they just need to get out of that sea zone, and everything will be fine. Again, we're exploiting some game mechanics here. I'm getting the warning about capital ships that are, you know, really damaged, but I don't care. This is not news to me. Let's see, naval supremacy. We still own the zone. You can see my submarines are still at play. So are my planes. And my naval invasion got through. Fantastic. Let's see, look. I lost a number of destroyers, submarines, I lost some planes. The British also lost destroyers and planes, which is great. More importantly, I am attacking Britain, right? Then my other submarines in the other zone catch the British ships as they're retreating out. Again, granted, they're submarines, whatever, doesn't matter. I don't need them to be, you know, to actually win the battle. Just stall them long enough for my troops to make the landing. That's all I want. That's all I want. You can see British just lost naval convoy, which is fantastic. My ships have come back. Did I lose all the submarines? No, the submarines are still out there. It's just this is my fleet remaining. I went in with like 33 ships or something, and I came out with 18. Here's the British Naval Invasion Force. They're not going to be getting through, so that's not a problem. You can see naval supremacy potentially has been lost, but it doesn't matter. Our battle and invasion is already underway, so we really have this these people licked here. Another 52 days. Well, we'll just let that battle play out for now. The British, yeah, they're not going to get through, and in fact, you can see their convoys are being attacked by my planes and my submarines, which is incredibly important because these are convoys that are holding troops, 9 divisions. If I can take out these 9 divisions, that's 9 divisions I do not have to attack when I land in Britain, and landing in Britain is happening. It is happening. Let's see, our 93 days. Oh, it's just going so slow. Okay, we're gonna pause. We're gonna pause, and I'm gonna take some of my planes, and we're sending our tactical bombers back because I'm gonna have my tactical bombers support. Yes, that's good enough. I'm gonna have my tactical bombers support the landing over there, over in Britain, because I want the air. I want them to be able to help out. So there we go. We'll do Southern England. Just right. Nope, that's the wrong zone. There we go. Select them again up here. There we go. And ground attack. And they have the range, right? It's close, but they've got the range. Now, the other guys over here, I don't know if they can actually make it, because they aren't upgraded bombers. We'll see. Lacking, so it can't cover 62% of the area, but whatever. I'm going to roll with it. That should be fine. Okay, there we go. Bombers are incoming to help out the guys, which is great. You can see, again, I'm continuing to sink British convoys, which is, you know, again, great. Don't have to worry about them. The British fleet is back, but my submarines are here doing their thing. Just basically stalling them. That's all I'm trying to do here is stall. Alright, so we're going to pause because this is a little concerning. Never actually expected them to do that, so we're just going to attack them with those guys. And we'll win that battle and they'll get forced back into the sea. Essentially, this is actually the first time that I've done this strategy. I've done it a few times now, but the first time that I've done it where the British actually attack. They took something. They've never done this before, so a little interesting. We'll get those guys involved as well because I just want to get them dead and gone. We don't need them. They lose 2 more of their convoys. You can see my bombers are now coming in. I've got air support, but I don't have air superiority. So some of my bombers are getting through, but not all. How many more days? Yeah, we're going to win that shortly. You can see the Brits are a little angry. They've got a lot of stuff out here to try and quell what I'm doing. It's not going to work. We're actually going to increase speed here. Let's bring it up to 3 because I don't want this to be too long of an episode here. Basically, I just want to attack and kill Britain. Our ace pilot is promoted. That's great. We're not going to stop and take a look. You can see they are shooting down my bombers in great numbers. Again, it doesn't really matter. Free dockyards. What did we complete? We completed some destroyers. I'm going to start building light cruisers, though. 3 of those. There we are. You go here. And I will build 4 of those. Okay. Take it off pause. Continue our attacks, which is good. Yeah. Now everything's going according to plan. Once you land on Britain, though, it's over. I'm not going to show like the whole conquering of Britain and whatnot. But once I land on Britain, it's pretty much over because then I just bring in the rest of my army and there's nothing they can do against that anymore. It's very, very easy to get this done. Again, though, it is all really dependent on the whole naval battle, and you can see that the naval battle didn't really go so well, but it went well enough to get my troops through. That's all I needed the Navy to do. I don't need to win the naval battle against the Brits. I just need to occupy them. Keep them, you know, at distance for a little while here. In the meantime, of course, the British continue to send in reinforcements, try to send in reinforcements over here, but it's not working so well. They're even attacking, again, doing another naval invasion, but again, doesn't matter. We're going to get through. You can see 41 days, and we'll have this beat as well, which means we can finally do our landing, get our troops in, and take them down. Those crazy Brits. They're attacking, but you can see, yeah, it's not going so well for those British. And then our attack over here is going fairly well. We're, you know, eating away at the enemies. The thing that I'm concerned about here, though, is this is eating away at my force. And those guys, I was counting on those guys to come over here right away and take on the British. Anyway, Hipper class is done. Fantastic. We will now move. Yeah, we're still 36. We'll improve our artillery, and we'll get that going. So with the Hipper class done is great. I can now, once my... Oh, actually, that brings up a good point. Let's just go ahead and build one of those heavy cruisers, so that once it is done, we can immediately start building Hipper class level 2 heavy cruisers, which is great. We're slowly losing this battle. Interesting. Again, doesn't matter. I'd like to see what the British can do. And let's see, in terms of recruitment, how are we doing? These guys aren't trained yet, but I am going to have some tank divisions and motorized divisions done, which is good, because then I'll just send them and clean that up a little. It's so weird, though. Like I said, first time the British have ever done this to me. First time. They've never done this before. Why am I losing? That's the river. Okay, orange, you go here. Go here. Cancel your attack. Go there. Yeah, whatever. They don't want to... Oh! Okay. Cool. Damn you, Britain. Fine. There. And... there. And... there. What I'm doing is I'm just setting up these stupid offensive lines so that my troops will actually attack. There we go. Go. And they'll just clean this up. Surround it and clean up. What I guess I should have done right at the beginning, but I didn't. Whatever. I don't care. 97%, and then we'll have these guys over here. They should be able to hold off a little while without too much reinforcement, but once I take here, there's an airbase somewhere nearby that I take, and I end up sending over a lot of my planes. The Air Force, and then the Air Force shows up and just obliterates them. And you can see we're, you know, destroying the British now. No big deal. Get them out of here. Damn British. And our landing is basically done. Let's see, landing is going fine. Again, you know, the British are attacking. They're feverishly attacking, trying to stop what I've got going on. It's just not working for them. It's just, and this will be even worse. I mean, you know, first time that they've done this and all that crap, but they lost 9-10 divisions in this little assault that they did, little landing, and that is really going to hurt them. Really going to hurt them indeed. War economy, yes. Mechanical computing is fantastic. There's our industry. Good. Everything is coming together. So, next, we got our mechanical computing. We'll start doing our radio. We did, in the old industrial side, we did this. Are we 37 yet? We are basically 37, but I am going to research this. Now, because of the industrial effort, I got this bonus for 50%. So I'm going to do that because it's just going to increase the speed at which I can produce military and civilian factories, which, you know, as we know, are incredibly important. We have about won the battle over there, and basically pushed back the British. I mean, they're retreating back into the sea, which is fantastic, and as you can see, I am just destroying them once they get into the sea. Again, you know, I don't need all these fancy ships to defeat the Royal Navy. All I need is ships to distract them so I can get my troops in. All right, so we have our troops have landed. They're going to start spreading out, doing that. These guys are just going to finish up here, and then I'm going to send them back out to Britain. There we go. Okay, so everyone get back to Wilhelmshaven here. And there we go, industrial effort 2, fantastic. Once they're there, we'll then get them on the boats, and they will get over there. All right, so there's our air innovations. We'll complete that length or that little line so that we can finally start getting our 5th research slot. Everyone is basically moved here. Army oranges, so we'll get those guys over. And Army pink or red, whatever we want to call them, they're all in position now as well, so we'll just get them over to Hull. Again, the reason why I'm able to easily move them like this is because there's a port here to sail them out of, and there's a port over in Hull to sail them into. Once my troops get here, we'll set up our lines, and, I mean, Britain's over. We just... Holy shit. Look at that. They actually attacked. I wasn't able to get through. Let's see the naval supremacy. Looks fine. We're gonna try it again. Oh, oh, you dirty Brits! Look at this. Okay, all right. I see what happened. They took Hull. They took my thing. And you see again. This is why I take Student, because now they're at a supply. But because they're at a supply, and with the general, you know, less of a negative modifier, I'm still easily able to attack. And we're gonna take this back, you know, momentarily here, and then we'll get our reinforcements over. Oh, the crafty. This is the most fight that I've ever seen the British put up in this actual like scenario to get and attack the British here. I've never seen them put up quite a struggle. There we go. All right, guys, we'll try that again. Lots of British ships out there, so be careful. we don't need any fuck-ups here. Alright, so we're going to stop. We have some factories to deal with. My heavy cruiser's finished. Fantastic. So we're going to do Hipper class. Let's get that maxed out. We're going to build 4 Hippers. We're going to place them over there. We have some military factories. 2 of them, in fact. Let's take a look at what we need. What do we need? We need tanks. So we'll put those in the tanks. And that means my surface fleet... we're not quite repaired yet. Our battleships are still a little anxious here. We sunk some British destroyers. Fantastic. There we go. Bring that back, and yeah, we should be able to hold Hull now. He's going there to cut them off. Yeah, but they're taking it back, so no big deal. My troops are incoming, and the British lost some planes, which is fantastic. You can see surrounded, right? Everything looks hairy. These strategies look very, very hairy, I can tell you that. But there we go. My tanks just arrived. Even though there's only a few of them, the rest of my troops arrived. My troops have pushed out. We're going to pause it there. I'm not going to take it any further because we've won. Essentially, what will happen is, what I normally do from here, like I say, is this 10 army, reduce their front line so that they can just push forward, take the rest. The pink, I guess, and the orange army come down here, take London and all that. Once you take everything on this home island, because it's so early, we're at only 37 now, Britain is going to capitulate. They are going to come to the negotiating table. You can take all of their states. So anything that is Britain becomes German. And we are now, and because of that, we essentially become self-sufficient on resources. The only thing we'll lack is rubber, which can be found down here in the, what is this place? I always called the Dutch East Indies, New Guinea. Is this New Guinea? Potentially. But you can see the British have quite a bit of rubber and oil here. But once I then take, and I mean, this is really, you know, where it's going to be awesome. But once I take Britain, I bring my armies back, justify the war against the Netherlands, take the Netherlands, they capitulate, come to the peace conference table, and I take everything of theirs. Germany's self-sufficient. We go to war with Poland, and we take it to Russia. So that, you know, that's essentially the early war strategy with Germany. It's all I wanted to show off today. Like I say, if you want this series to continue, let me know. If not, this, you know, is just a good little video, I guess. You can watch the beginning and figure out, you know, sort of some beginning moves and opening moves, which do kind of apply to any country. Anyway, that is our video today for Hearts of Iron. You know, leave any comments you have for me in the video comment section below. Love reading those and responding back to them. Hit the old like button if you'd like today's video. Hit subscribe if you are not a subscriber. And as always, I do hope you enjoy the rest of your day.